Hare Krishna. Okay, welcome everyone. Today is going to be the last class for Nectar of Instruction. So we have already done division of 4 verses last week. So we'll try to do rest of the verses today, which is verse 5 to 11. So quite a lot to do. So let's start. We'll read the verses as we go. So we're not reading any verses in the beginning. This is our summary NOI. So verse 5, anyone would like to read? Quickly, Jai Dharma Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
One should mentally honor the devotees who chant.
Just read the Sanskrit, Prabhuji.
Okay, sorry. Krishneti yasya giritam manasadriyeta
Krishneti yasya giritam manasadriyeta
dikshasti chet pranatibhischa bhajantamisham
Dekshasti cheta paranatabhischa bhajantamisham
Sushrushaya bhajana vignam ananyamanya
Shushushaya bhajana vigyamananyamanya
Nindadi sunya hridam ipsita sangalabdya.
Nindadi shunyahidave sita sangalabdhya. So we'll not read the translation just to save some time. So this verse, anyone can say what's it about in 1 or 2 lines? Yes, Prabhuji, if you remember, what this verse is talking about.
Sorry, Prabhu, not much, but as far as I understood from the verse, it's talking about the means humble obeisances, means praying obeisances to the Lordship and the devotees, and engaging in the deity worship, and also association, talks about association.
Okay. Anyone else? Prabhuji? Prasanatma Prabhu is trying to unmute himself. Yes.
Yeah, Prabhu, it's talking about the different types of devotees and
Yes.
how we have to respect them.
Okay, one more point, Prasanatma Prabhu.
Yeah.
So it's 2 points are correct, one more point. Anyone else can fill up? So Prabhuji said correctly, talking about different types of devotee and how to behave with them and their symptoms. The
Yeah,
symptoms
yes.
also being spoken,
Yeah,
plus how we respond to them. Okay. So what are the 3 types of devotees? Someone else can say. Okay, Prabhuji, you can say, Prasanatma Prabhu.
Yeah, Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyama and Uttama Adhikari.
Thank you, Prabhuji. And Kanishta Adhikari Lakshan, someone else can say. As per this verse, I'm just talking about as per this verse, not anything else.
He has faith, Prabhu, but he does not know how to behave with other devotees.
Yes, as per this verse, Mataji, just a Sanskrit words I'm looking for. So you can just read the line, that's all. Yes, Giritam, uske Giri, uski zaban par, his tongue has Krishna's name actually. Huh? So Krishneti yes Giri. So you can just say that one. That's the symptom. And what should be our response of that? Manasa Adriyata. Adar means to respect, and Manasa means in the mind. You can respect that person. Thank you, Mataji. Second one is Madhyam Adhikari. What's the Lakshan? What's the symptom? Virasanand Prabhu can say.
Bhajantamisham.
Yes, Prema Bhakti Mataji.
Bhajantamisham, Prabhu.
Yes, that is correct. One more. You're right, Mataji. One
Sorry,
more.
Prabhu, I was muted, I think.
That's okay. Prema Bhakti Mataji, one more. Dikshasti.
Dikshasti. Yes.
So there are two lakshanas, 2 symptoms are given there. And what is our behavior with this person? Sanskrit word?
Pranatibhis.
Thank you, Mataji. Huh? So pranatibhis. So there are lakshan, there are symptoms given and the response to that. And who can say the third Uttam Adhikari symptoms and the response?
I will try, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, please. Anyone.
So his characteristic is Nindadi Sunya Hridayam.
Thank you.
In his heart, he doesn't try to criticize someone or blaspheme anyone. And so Istapi Sangam. So everyone has to take association with this kind of people.
So you said one Lakshan, Prabhuji, one more. You said one, that's correct. Nindadi Shunya Kridam.
Bhajanam
They
Vigyam.
perform devotional
Thank you.
service at the topmost.
Yeah. Thank you, Rasanand Prabhu and Prem Bhakti Mataji. Actually, Janki is speaking. That's why we can't hear. But yeah, Janki is actually saying something. Thank you, Janaki, for responding. Thank you, Prem Bhakti Mataji. So, Bhajana Vigyam. What does Vigya mean? What does Gya mean? Gya means Jnana, and Vigya means realized Jnana.
Realized knowledge.
So it's not just the information. So at the moment, most of us may know few things, but only in our head. We may not have the realization of it. But this person, Uttamadhikari, has realized knowledge and he has no inclination to blaspheme. Many times we cannot blaspheme because of the situations. So it's not like he is just shutting his mouth up and inside heart he is speaking. No, he has no inclination. In this symptom, when Prabhupada chastises disciple, is he not a Uttamadhikari? Or saying he does not blaspheme. How do you respond to that? Anyone?
Prabhu, blaspheming for spiritual growth or spiritual advancement, or if someone is saying wrong about Krishna or saying wrong to other devotees, so if someone is blaspheming to protect other devotees or protect Krishna's glories or his glorious names, then it's okay. It's considered perfectly fine.
Yep. And one more point. You're right, Mataji. One more point. When Prabhupada sometimes, raising his voice towards his disciples, how do we understand? As we said, in this verse, there's no inclination to blaspheme or criticize. But sometimes he has to do, as Mataji said, just to protect the disciple or the Krishna. Any other situations anyone can think about? It's a spiritual master's duty to criticize his disciple. Unless he criticizes, they will not improve. So when the disciple is not doing the correct thing, it is as part of his duty. So sometimes Prabhupada was doing this, but from that compassionate perspective. Okay, and what's the response? Ipsita Sangalabdya, as we already discussed. Okay, let's quickly go inside the verse. So what are the 4 lakshanas for Kanishthadhikari? He worships the deity, so he is not a neophyte from that perspective. He knew about it. He's got his Harinam Diksha, he's chanting Hare Krishna, but he behaves badly. Why does he do that? The second point, how can we expand on it? Because we might be in that category. Might be. I am. Nam Avtar Prabhu, can you try to expand the second point, Prabhu? He behaves badly. Why does he do that? Okay, he's immature. That's fine. He's immature. What other points are there? Manmohan Prabhuji?
Prabhu, it might be because they don't understand the importance of association, mercy of devotees, how important it is.
Yes.
Relation
More?
between Krishna and devotee. So devotees
Yes.
are very important to Krishna and neophytes.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji. So he does not understand the connection between the devotees and Krishna. For himself, he thinks, yes, I am connected. Actually, Kanishta thinks, I am Uttama, everyone else is Kanishta. That's what they think. And what Uttam thinks, I am the Kanishta, everyone else is Uttama. So he's thinking his relationship with Krishna, I'm so good. So Krishna must be loving me. That's fine. But he does not understand others' relationship as well. This Vaishnava is also related with Krishna, and Krishna loves him as much as he loves me. And he may love this Vaishnava even more because he's a qualified Vaishnava. So he does not understand. And one more point, he sees Krishna only in the deity, not outside. So when I'm worshipping the deity, when I'm ringing the bell, I'm doing arti, yes. But Krishna is not outside temple. Krishna is not outside from this deity. So he does not see the presence of Krishna anywhere other than the deity. And that's why he disrespects others many times. As the Bhaktivedanta Maharaj or Prabhupada said, neophyte means he finds new reasons to fight. Okay, Harinam initiated, that's fine. His faith is pliable. How do we understand this one? The last point.
So he does seva at the one that that he finds favorable, and then there's no consistency, there's no sincerity, or there's no coming back. If
Yes.
anything bad happens, he can't take that
Yes.
sort of argument or any sort of unfriendly environment, and then leaves. Same thing happens with chanting as well. He can start, stay consistent, and then if something happens, again, because of shaky faith, he can
Yes.
leave.
Yeah.
He or she can
One
leave.
more reason because of shaky faith. Now, Prabhu, if you can think, very, very important reason. He does not study the scriptures
Still.
because he doesn't have much knowledge. That's why the faith is very, very shaky. Once he studies the scripture, the faith becomes very, very strong. Thank you, Prabhu.
May try to take different paths also.
Because of shaky faith. Because his faith is like, if you're attractive today, he will come to you. If tomorrow someone else is attractive, he will go to him. Because that Babaji is showing more magic than you. Because he has no knowledge, he has no stability. So that faith aspect is there. Okay. We read some verses. I'm not going to read whole verses, but we can just say two main points here. One is from Chaitanya Charitamrita, one is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Anyone remembers what's the classification based on in Chaitanya Charitamrita and in Srimad Bhagavatam? Anyone? Any point? So Bhagavatam, sorry, Chaitanya Charitamrita, we are seeing CC Madhya 2269. This is based on what? See, categorization has a basis. And we discussed about 3 types of categorization.
So faith.
Faith. Thank you, Prabhuji. So Madhya Leela is talking about the faith, and you can read in the word. Yahara Komal Shraddha. So this classification is based on faith. So Komal Shraddha means very, very soft faith he has. Say Kanishta Jana Krame Krame Teho Bhakta Haibe Uttam. But he can also become a very, very good devotee. If he gets good association, he doesn't make offenses, he can also become a good devotee. And then he says, Sa Bhavet Komal Shraddha Sa Kanishta Nidha. So basically, we can see in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the classification is based on faith. Now, in Srimad Bhagavatam, classification is based on what? Someone else?
Japa,
No.
holy name, no. Okay.
Yes,
Prema.
that's Prema. Thank you, Navata Prabhu. Huh? So
Prema.
Prema Bhakti Mataji, you're right. But this particular verse is based on his Prema. So Bhagavatam, these 45, 46, 47, they are based on Prema. And Prema Bhakti Mataji, that's also one important aspect based on how much holy name he takes. That is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu conversation with Satyaraj Khan is. But here it is based on Prema. Acharyam ev harye pujam ya shraddhaye hate. So he has shraddha in the deities. Natad bhakteshu chanyeshu, but he does not respect Lord's devotee. Sa bhakta prakrita smrita. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, he is known as Prakrit Bhakta. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is saying Kanishta, Madhyam, and Uttam. Now, what does Adhikari mean when we say Kanishta Adhikari, Uttam Adhikari, and Madhyam Adhikari? Who can say? Someone else. Vinay Prabhu,
who is deserve it? Who is like by his action, by his Shraddha, he's deserve it.
Yes. Can you translate that Adhikari in a simple English word so that we can relate it to the audience? What's that one word in English which is a translation of Adhikar in Sanskrit? I'm seeking English translation of word Adhikar just for understanding purpose. Manmohan Prabhuji?
Rights.
Huh? Rights.
Right to
Okay.
perform certain devotional service.
License. You can say license.
Authority, Prabhu.
Authority. Thank you. So unless we have the license to drive a car or any vehicle, I cannot drive. If I drive, what will happen? I'll make an accident. It can be injurious for me and for others as well. So Kanishta Adhikari, Adhikar is highest or lowest? You can keep unmuted yourself. You can just talk today because by talking, you might remember more points. Otherwise, I'll just speak and go. And it will be just lowest one. Why? Why? His Adhikar, his license is the lowest vehicle license. His faith is not there as yet. His faith in Lord and his devotees is not there yet. While the Uttam Adhikari license is the highest license because his faith is the highest. Now, Srila Prabhupada, you can just read the red one. Last time, their association should be avoided if they are after the chanting Hare Krishna, but they're still after attached to women or men, money and intoxication. Although such persons may chant the holy name of the Lord, they are not yet properly purified. Such people should be respected within one's mind, but their association should be avoided. So this very strong statement. So it's not like anyone who chants, you go after them and you start associating with them, you may get their desires in yourself. So even if they are initiated devotees, very, very clear by this verse. So initiation is not the end, initiation is the beginning. So spiritual master gives the holy name, Harinam, to that particular disciple. Now you start your journey very, very seriously. But if this disciple doesn't take it very seriously, Prabhupada, their association should be avoided. So we should have a discriminatory attitude. If this person is going to increase my Krishna lalasa, Krishna bhakti, Hari katha, Hari nam, I should associate. If not, Hare Krishna. Respect in mind. Okay, Madhyamadikari. Madhyamadikari has received spiritual initiation. What does spiritual initiation mean here? Anyone? Jaldi, jaldi.
Second
Brahman
Brahman
initiation.
initiation.
Thank you. Jiva Goswami says second initiation is the actual initiation. So it's not Harinam initiation, it's not the initiation. We're not saying that. But actual initiation means you can worship deities as well. And the other note Prabhupada has said, I think in Chaitanya Charitamrita somewhere, in Kali Yuga, Harinam initiation is also complete. So we should understand like that. Based on the sincerity and seriousness of the disciple, it will matter. It's not just the number game here. Okay, so he has been fully engaged by him, the transcendental loving service of the Lord. He has 4 main characteristics. Everyone has written in their copy, which is nice. Prem, Maitri, Kripa, Upeksha. Who can say Prem is for? The
Supreme
first,
Lord.
Supreme Lord. Maitri is for?
To his equal friends.
Thank you. Prem and Maitri. Kripa. Kripa is for?
Neophyte devotees. Other
Neophyte,
devotees.
yeah. Innocent, you can say.
Innocent and ignorant.
Yeah, innocent, ignorant. Kripa, Upeksha. Upeksha is for?
Envious people.
Envious people. What does Upeksha mean here? He does not closely associate with envious people. Why does he do that? Why
It
we
can
should not
impede it.
associate closely with envious? Yes, Prabhu?
It can impede one's bhakti because he may imbibe some of the unwarranted qualities.
Thank you. That's one. So I may get affected by their envious statements. So my bhakti will get impeded. Another point, Rame Mataji? Another reason?
Maybe so that they'll not, in future, if they want to come to Krishna consciousness by our activity. I don't know. I'm thinking like that. By
Okay, no, that's fine.
yeah.
So yes, in our conversation, he may say something, I may say something, and he may become more offensive towards the Lord or his devotees, right? In the conversation, the ego may come in. So his bhakti, whatever level he has, will also go down, isn't it? Not only my bhakti may go down, his bhakti can also go down. So for that, for the safety of both, right?
Okay.
What we should do, Madhyamadikari should do, is stay away. Stay away. So he's envious, he's not very receptive person. So for his safety and my safety, I stay away. So he's not personally being envious. That person is envious. He does not respect the Lord or his devotees. My Guru Maharaj was saying in one of the classes, one of his family relative, once came to temple. Prabhupada was trying to show the temple and talking about Prabhupada, telling a little bit about Krishna consciousness. But they started speaking very harshly against Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj did not like it, and he said, at that point, I was trying to become compassionate, but at that point I showed him the door actually. So what to do? Because if they say more and more things against Prabhupada, whatever level they are at, they will go even further down. So we have to stop at certain point. If they are saying too many negative things about devotees of the Lord, Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you. Yeah, there are a few more things. He's very fixed up. He's surrendered to the process, Krishna conscious process. He's inconclusive knowledge about the Shastra, but he still have very much faith about the Shastra. He may not be able to respond to all the arguments, but his faith will not deter. He will not say, oh, okay, that Babaji is better. Let's go there. Then he becomes a Kanishtadhikari. His faith is very, very strong, although he may not have full knowledge of Shastra. He's faithful, he's firm in chanting. Okay, we read verses from Chaitanya Charitamrita 22:67. Shastra Yukti Nahi Drada Shraddhavan. So there are two characters. Shastra Yukti Nahi. He doesn't know full Shastra, but he knows the conclusion of the Shastra. Drada Shraddhavan. His Shraddha is very, very strong. Anyone can remember one example in Shastra where his Shastric knowledge wasn't perfect, but his Shraddha was very strong. We hear a famous pastime of Narad Muni going to cobbler and this Brahman. So Brahman, although his Shastric knowledge was lot, but his Shraddha was not there. But a cobbler's Shraddha was very strong. He didn't know Shastra, he didn't know any verses, but his Shraddha. So what is more important is Shraddha.
And the South Indian Brahmin also, like with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yes. Thank you, Mata. Thank you. He didn't know how to even read the book. He doesn't even know how to hold the book. But it's still, because his Shraddha was so much, his faith in the Lord was so much, his spiritual master was so much. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so much appreciative of that Brahman. So Drada Shraddha. So that's why we are saying in the beginning, Adar Shraddha, we have a little Shraddha. Prema means full Shraddha. So it's a journey of Shraddha, you can say journey of faith. From little faith to the very, very high faith. We discuss example of Vishnu Thakur from banana tree to banyan tree. So our Shraddha should go. Our knowledge may grow or not grow. So we are writing this Bhakti Shastri exam, which is a part of journey, so that our Shraddha can increase in Shastra and eventually in Krishna. It's not about how much we know in our head. That should be just a part so that it can lead to the result. But the result is how much Shraddha we have. Drad Shraddhavan, Madhyam Adhikari say Mahabhagya. Anyone who has a lot of Shraddha, lot of faith in this process, in the holy name, is Mahabhagyavan. If you think about Prabhupada, when he went to America, initially he didn't have anything. No money, no one knowing him, no space, proper space. He doesn't have anything. He just goes to the park and sits, he chants the holy name. So what was he basing this whole thing on? His Shraddha. He has so much Shraddha, so much faith in the holy name, that holy name will act, and it acted. And what's the problem with us? Many times we have a lot of, maybe some knowledge in our head, but no Shraddha in our heart, or very little Shraddha in our heart. And that's why we struggle. Okay. We read the Bhagavatam verse as well. Ishwareshu tad adhireshu balesheshu dusasicha prema maitri kripopeksha ya karoti sa madhyama. Now for madhyama, the word used in Chaitanya Charitamrita and Bhagavad is exactly same. But for Kanishta, it's different. It's called Prakrit Bhakta. Uttamadhikari is Shushraya Bhajana Vigyam Ananya Manya Nindadi Shunya Vidamipsita Sangalabdhya. I'm just looking at this chart here, which is Shraddha to Prema. So Kanishtadhikari remains in the first three stages. Madhyamadhikari, you can say, probably start from Anartha Nivritti, goes till Asakti. Now again, Asakti is the highest stage. Some Acharya says Madhyamadhikari starts from Nishtha. Unless he is Nishthavan, he's very steady, he's not a Madhyamadhikari. And Uttamadhikari is the last two stages, Bhava and Prema. Now, it's not like a watermark division, so you cross one and enter into another one. Anartha Nivritti keeps happening even at the stage of Bhava. Bharat Maharaj, he fell down from the stage of Bhava. What was the problem? What is that one thing in Bhava which does not exist in Prema? That's why no one falls from Prema. Krishna Vallabha Mataji. What is that one thing in Bhava which is not in Prema? Because of that, devotee cannot fall from Prema, but he may fall from Bhava, as happened with Bharat Maharaj. What is that one thing? Everyone knows that. I'm just sort of trying to repeat that, so we will remember.
I think he didn't have any association.
Yes, but what is that one thing which is still there in Bhava?
Raga, bro.
Huh?
Raga, attachment.
Raga, attachment. No, he is Asakti, he's crossed Asakti.
Is it previous Vasana still there? I don't know.
Previous Vasana is still there. Yes, a little bit more. What is that one thing?
Prabhu, is it like the green mango and the ripe mango?
Green mango and the ripe mango. No, because he came down. Just for an example, we are discussing. He actually did not come down, but for an example, for our understanding. In bhava, you still have effects of previous aparadhas. So whatever aparadha you may have committed towards a devotee, the reaction of that still exists, and that aparadha will drag you down. So these aparadha, that's why the pap is not so big. No, pap is still we should avoid, but aparadha is very big. Krishna does not like someone offending his devotees, his loving children. So if we have offended someone in bhava, that's the only one thing is there. Effect of the previous offenses. That can be multiple types of offenses, but the effects of that offense still there. And if you cross that, you reach to prema, you never fall down. But that offenses can still drag you down. So you can understand how strongly rooted these offenses are, especially for the devotees. Huh? So we should not just think, I can just shout on anyone, it's fine. No, it's not fine. It's getting recorded in your account, huh? And it may drag you down. Many times we try to hear some Hari Katha, but we sleep. You know, why do we sleep in Hari Katha? When Katha is going on, we feel sleepy. I hope some people are still sleeping. That's why their camera is not on. Why does that happen? It says, because of our previous pap and aparadh make us sleep in the Katha. Because if we hear the Katha, what will happen? We'll get purified. उनका धंधा खत्म हो जाएगा ना. Everyone need a job. So they also need a job. So if they don't reside in our heart, they have to go out of our heart, isn't it? They have to empty this place. So they make us sleep so that we don't hear, we still remain unpurified state. Huh? Because hearing Hari Katha, Hari Nam has to purify us. So we have to try to very, very deeply hear Hari Katha very attentively and try to avoid aparadhas. Now, I know it's very difficult. I'm also speaking. I have no realization, but we can inspire each other. We can remind each other so that hopefully we can minimize these negative things and move on a positive path. Okay,
Prabhu, but then you were saying that
Yes.
that at bhava stage there is the tendency of previous aparadh coming up
So the
again.
reaction is
The
still
reaction.
exists.
But
Yes.
then the anartha nivritti stage is already gone. What is the point?
Absolutely,
If
Mataji.
that someone has crossed that,
Yes.
then
So
there
that's
is
why
still...
in every stage there is a microcycle going on. So Anartha Nivritti is not something, Mataji, as like you have crossed the year 10 exam. Now no more year 10. Now only year 11 exam. So when you sit in year 11, you only give year 11 exam. It's not like that. In Asakti also Anartha Nivritti is happening. Asakti also Shraddha is there. Shraddha is increasing, Anartha Nivritti is decreasing. Bhajan Kriya carries on till Prema. Even after Prema, your bhajan is going on constantly. So when we are talking about these stages, it's not like one after another. They go together till Prema. So your Anartha Nivritti is happening even at Bhava stage, even at Asakti stage, even at Ruchi stage, even at Nishtha stage. But initially, why we are displaying this diagram, at Shraddha means initial inquisitiveness of a person. He just comes and checks out in the temple. Oh, what these Hare Krishnas are? Huh? Oh, they're nice people. The prasad is nice. They're singing nicely. That's called Shraddha. That's it. Now in Prema, your Shraddha is 100%. And what has happened in different stages? Shraddha is increased, say from 0 to 100 at different stages. Huh? So at every stage, other stages are happening. So at every stage, you can say there's a microcycle which is happening at each stage. Huh? That's why they're not independent. They're interdependent on each other. But as we going forward, positives are increasing, negatives are going down. Is that okay? Yeah, okay. I'll just read quickly this very nice, purifying reading this. He's uncritical even if he is criticized. And we can see a great example of Srila Prabhupada, who was also criticized by his own God, sometimes by other people. Sometimes he was dragged to the court as well. Krishna consciousness as brainwashing movement and whatnot, many court cases. But Prabhupada was quite stable. Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj once was criticized. I don't remember that personally or as a matha, and there's a newspaper clipping came. So some of the devotees said, Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj, this is against our ashram. And what did Maharaj said? Look at how many times Krishna name has come in the newspaper. Huh? So he was not he's looking at some critiques. I think Mahatma he also said something like that. He said, no need to respond to these critics. It's just a waste of time. So many times these devotees know where to respond, where not to respond. So many times when we face criticism, it's not always we have to jump in and counteract. No, 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 aisa nahi hai. So we have to learn from our acharyas. So sometimes you have to protect, you have to present yourself, but sometimes you don't have to. Our acharya is saying he is uncritical even if he is criticized. So we all have to face. Gopal Krishna Maharaj saying the same thing, that criticism on internet. When Chaitanya Prabhu asked this question, he said, I have so much service to do. Who cares about these criticism? Let them write what they are writing. I don't need to waste my time. So many times, again, we may not have to respond to every criticism every time. Even if it is public, newspaper is a public article. Prabhupada said, no problem. Just look how many times the word is reading, and don't worry about it responding. So we can try a few things. Pure, he is free from all the anarthas. He is without false ego or any envy in his heart. Out of great pain or regret, he goes out, become compassionate, and he gives Krishna Nam to others. Hate the disease, not the disease, to protect newcomers' faith. Sometimes he has to take some harsh steps as well. I'll not read the rest of it. Verses, we love verses. Shastra Yukti Sunipuna. So this person is very, very nipuna, very, very expert in Shastra. Dhrada Shraddhavan. Obviously, he has Shraddha. So from Madhyamadikari, whatever characteristic Madhyamadikari has, Uttamadikari will have on top of it. It's not. So his Dhrada Shraddha is already there on top of it. He is very, very Shastra Nipuna. So if we ask anything from him, he will be able to prove from Shastra. Uttamadikari say Taraya Sansar. He has the ability to liberate the whole world. Verse 45 in Bhagavatam, he is saying Bhagavat Uttamaha. He is Uttama Bhagavat. Let's go to the next one. Verse 6. Who would like to read very quickly? We can chant together. Prasanatma Prabhu is ready.
Okay, let me open. दृष्टै स्वभावजनितै वपुषश्च दोषैः
Dristai Svabhava Janitai Vapushasya Doshai. Prabhu, I'll read with you, okay?
Yeah.
Na
Na
prakatatvam
iha
iha bhakta janasya pashe Gangam
basam na
basam na kalubudbudafena pankair Brahmadravattam apagachati niradharmai. Just one thing, this word is Brahma, not Brahma. Brahma is a person. Brahma is talking about Brahman. So Brahmadrav refers to transcendental water. Drav refers to water. Brahma is transcendental water of Gangaji.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So what does this verse talks about? Anyone? One or two lines quickly.
It's like a 7 defect.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes, so what does it tell? How does it relate with 5 and 6? Anyone can tell?
Associate with pure devotees.
Yes, that's fine. So that's Ipsit Sangalabdya, we already said in verse 5.
Yeah, and
Ipsit
don't
Sangalabdya.
see it in a materialistic vision.
Yes, that's correct. One more line if we can add.
Avoid Vaishnava Aparadh.
Avoid Vaishnava Aparadh. So, Ipsit Sangalabdya, you desiring for the association of Uttamadikari. That's very good. But what not to do when you are associating with him? What not to do? And as Rasanand Prabhu, Prasanatma Prabhu said, Vaishnava Aparadh we should not do. How many types of Vaishnava Aparadh Prabhupada discusses in this verse? Someone else. Shraddha Mata, you remember? How many types of Vaishnava Aparadh? You can guess. That's all right. It's not a test. We can respond something incorrect.
7, I think.
7. Hari bol. See, you already know about it. 7 aparadh Prabhupada talks about in this particular verse. So let's go very, very quickly. Criticism of bodily defect. Who is on the screen?
Ashtavakra.
Ashtavakra and
Sanatan Goswami.
With Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
What does this picture represent? Mridula Mataji.
The first one, Prabhu.
Okay, first one you can say, yeah, no problem.
So when Sanatan Goswami gets deceased because he is in in Puri, Jagannath, he will be he's actually
So basically, he
doing
traveled, Mataji, from
travel,
Vrindavan to
sanchar kar
Puri,
rahe the.
2000 or something kilometers, wrong travel,
Kilometers.
not proper eating,
Yes.
drinking wrong water. So he got
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
He
Please
got
continue.
some contaminated on the skin. So he is asking Chaitanya Mahaprabhu not to touch him. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu touches, and then everything will be like he will be cured and he will be fine.
Yes. What's the principle of the first one? Generally, when we find any suffering for any jiva, what do we say? Apna
It's
karma phal bhog rahe hain.
karma bhog rahe hain.
That's what we say generally, right? Especially the karmi people, huh? They enjoy when others suffer. What does Vaishnava do? It says Vaishnava is par dukhe dukhi, par sukhe sukhi. Huh? So when others are happy, Vaishnava is happy. Now that may not be always the case, because when others are ignorantly happy, Vaishnava is not happy. Huh? One time Prabhupada was going with one or two of his disciples. He was sitting in the back of the car, and one driver was there, his disciple, another disciple sitting at the front. It was a very sunny day, nice temperature, 25-degree temperature. And they were passing through a park, and kids are playing, adults are playing, and everyone seems to be very happy. And Prabhupada, look at this, so beautiful outside, people are happily playing. And when he did not hear any response from Prabhupada, he turned around. What did he see? Prabhupada was crying. They are in ignorance. So they're happily playing, but they are in ignorance. So that time, this Vaishnava was not happy, because he was just thinking they're wasting their time. So not necessarily, but par dukhe dukhi, definitely. So when you talk about this karma concept, how do we understand this karma concept? So karma needs to be applied for us in future. So I should not do anything now so that I will get any negative reactions, for example. Huh? And for bhakti perspective, positives as well are not so much encouraged. We try to do akarma. But for others, if someone else is in trouble, he comes to you and say, Prabhu, can you please help me? He generally needs some medicine, some food. What should you say? Prabhu, you are suffering your karma. Go back, suffer.
We should think dharma.
We should think about dharma. Huh? So we should not apply this karma philosophy on others. Huh? If some person has been robbed, he goes to the king. I've been robbed. Can you please find the thief? And I need to get my things back. King should not say, you're suffering. Your last life, you must have taken his money. Now he has taken your money. Huh? That's not. So king will say, what is my dharma? If he has earned that money by honest means, king's duty is to get the robbers caught up and then give them the appropriate punishment. So we should not worry about others' karma. We should worry about our dharma. And that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching. Ashtavakra Muni, I'll not go into much detail, but his bodily features were not so good, and some apsaras sort of laughing at him, and he cursed them, because he was very, very highly intellectual rishi. He's a very great person. He's a guru of even Janak Maharaj. So very great person. So when we see any bodily defect in a Vaishnava, we should not think that this person is suffering his karma. Advancement is based on his realization of Krishna consciousness, not based on how good he is looking, he or she is looking body-wise. Huh? So that is very, very unimportant. Why? Because whatever the situation may be, this person has realized Krishna. And by associating with this person, I can also get some mercy to advance in my spiritual life. How his body is, that's none of my business. Okay, second one was birth. First picture is, very quickly, everyone knows this.
Haridas Thakur.
Haridas Thakur. So why he's getting beaten up? Just very quickly.
Because he was chanting the holy name, and other Brahmanas complained that he's a Muslim, so he can't chant holy name.
He can't chant the holy name. So Brahmins are saying, it's our monopoly. Huh? Because their shops were going to shut down, everyone going to Haridas Thakur. So birth is important or unimportant? Anyone else? Is birth important or not important at all?
It is important.
It's
important as well. It will, because it gives you some sanskaras where you're born in your mother's womb, and then you see that. So it has its role to play as well.
Definitely. So birth is important. And birth you have no control over. Which family you will take birth, you have no control over. So based on the previous karma, nature organizes that. So it's important. It gives you, as Mataji said, sanskaras, it gives you the initial association. Some children are saying Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Some children are eating meat. Huh? So definitely birth is important, but it's not important later on if your karma changes. For example, Prahlad Maharaj is taken birth in Asura family, right? Vibhishan is taken birth in an Asuric family, but Vibhishan is a Mahajan. Prahlad is a Mahajan. They are such a great devotee. So, Chatur Varnem Maya Shrishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasha. And in Kali Yuga it says, Kalo Shudra Sabhava. Everyone is a Shudra. So unless you become initiated, you're a Shudra. You may be born in a Brahmin family. Your actions should speak louder than your birth. So second picture, only Mridula Mataji knows. Someone else also remember? So Mridula Mataji will stop.
Kanchipurna Prabhu.
Yeah.
Kanchipurna, thank you.
Ramanujacharya and Kanchipurna.
Yeah, so his birth was not so great, and based on the birth, Ramanujacharya is assessing this Vaishnava, which was very unfortunate. And after this instance, Ramanujacharya left the family because, he wanted to upgrade himself somewhere else. Okay. Third one, very quickly, we'll identify the picture. Prema Bhakti Mataji, if you remember any one of the pictures.
Pundarik Vidyanidhi Prabhu, the material.
Thank you, Shraddha Mata. What is he doing? If you can explain in 2 lines.
He was living very luxurious life and then was judged because of that. So although he was a good devotee, very good devotee.
Yes. So what has happened? Why are we talking about him, Mataji? That's what my question is.
Yeah. So because of his wealth and all the money he had, he was judged. That how can
judged by
incarnation of Rishvanu. I don't remember.
Gadadhara Pandit.
Gadadhar Pandit. Thank you. No problem, Mata. We are all learning. That's fine. So Gadadhar Pandit, he misjudged him. So not only poor people will be devotees, rich people can also be devotee. And we cannot judge just because he is sitting in a high throne and having very nice silken clothes. We cannot say he cannot be a devotee. So Gadadhar Pandit, based on his external appearance, judged him to be not a devotee. So it can go both ways, right? We can look at very poor or simple people and say, oh, they're not devotees. Or we can look at very high people and then say, oh, they're not devotees. But anyone can be devotee. So Gadadhar Pandit mentally offended Pundarik Vidyanidhi to be not a devotee. Later on, he took initiation just to repent his aparadh. Thank you, Shraddha Mataji.
The second one is 4 Kumaras.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I was going to ask Prema Bhakti Mataji. You already answered. Prema Bhakti Mataji, you can expand on it. Why are we talking about those 4 Kumaras here?
I won't remember, but I can see Jai Vijay.
Thank you. See, you already know the answer. Jai Vijay 4 Kumaras के बीच में क्या हुआ था? You remember this? No problem. Someone else can say, what is happening between these 2 personalities?
They did not allow 4 Kumaras to get into the Vaikuntha.
Why?
Because they were very young and small.
Yes, material vision.
Material vision.
Chote bache. They were naked, 5-year-old boy, just playing. You're just coming to disturb our Lord. Our Lord is resting. That's what they said. And what did Kumara said back? Because you have material vision, although being in Vaikuntha, you don't deserve to live in Vaikuntha. So if you live in Vaikuntha based on your qualities, but still you have material vision, human distinguish. You're distinguishing, better you go back and live amongst humans. So you go to Mrityuloka. So this was the conversation, roughly speaking. It was a big conversation, obviously beautiful conversation. So material vision sometimes can be very dangerous, actually, very, very dangerous. So that's why we should not judge Vaishnavas based on material vision or their birth or criticism, or if they have any bodily defect. Jealous, who's in this picture? Someone else. Yes, Prabhu. Sitting silently. It's very, very easy picture. Is the screen? Okay, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, he was standing Shivji because he didn't stand while everyone was standing. So Prabhu, he didn't stand because when Shivji didn't stood for him, when everyone gave the respect by standing.
Yes.
Shivji didn't did that, so he got offended.
Yes. And he
and
started
started
blaspheming Shivji,
yeah,
huh? Because he was very jealous. Why was he jealous? Yes, Prabhu? Why was he jealous from the
because he was thinking that everyone should means consider him
as the
more
greatest?
as the
Huh?
greatest. Yeah.
I should be the greatest. No one else should get any respect. Everyone should respect me. So he was very jealous because of his status. Because people are offering respect to Shivji. Why are you offering respect to Shivji? You should offer your respects to me. Very, very jealous. He blasphemed. What was the result of his blasphemy? Someone else. He blasphemed. Nothing happened at that point in time. But what happened later on? Anyone else?
He blasphemed again
But before
in his
that,
next birth.
yeah, but uske beech mein. So he blasphemed again. That's correct, Prabhuji. But before that, in this instance, what happened? He had to be killed because of this blasphemous speech. Huh? Because of this blasphemous speech, the whole yajna got destroyed. Later on, Shivji had to send his Gada. What was his name?
Veerabhadra.
Veerabhadra. Thank you, Prabhuji. Veerabhadra came and he chopped off his head. Huh? So sometimes our tongue, someone was saying, this tongue doesn't have a bone, but it can break the bones. Not only it can break the bones, it can chop off your head as well. Huh? If he did not speak, he will be saved. He will be fine. But he spoke and he got destroyed basically. Thank you, Prabhus. This one. This verse is very, very nice actually. I love this. Who is this in the picture? Someone can say, and what's happening here? Because we need to be living these examples on a daily basis as much as possible. Now that Prabhu is smiling.
Can I say, Prabhu?
Yes, Mata.
It's Ramachandra Puri chastising Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because there were few ants on the floor, and he said, being a sannyasi, you're eating sweets.
He didn't even see the room, he just saw the ants and
Yes.
he assumed. See,
Assume.
many times we get into this assumption. This person must be thinking about me like this. It's just your assumption. Maybe he's not thinking at all about you. Huh? So he assumed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is eating sweets. Now he's eating or not, that's a separate story altogether. Okay, that's one aspect. More, Mataji? That's one aspect.
He's not only, like, as you put it on the thing, he's not only chastising, but he started even advising and correcting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, saying that, yeah, you should
What's the
not.
difference between advice and correction, Mataji? They're two different things. Advising means
Advising
I'm very
is like instructing somebody, saying that you should.
No, I'm respectful. I'm giving advice. If you like, you can come to temple, right? I'm advising you. On Janmashtami, you may fast. That's advice. But correcting means I am on a higher position, you're on a lower, and you must do like this. Prabhu, you made a big blunder. You cannot do that. I start chastising. So it's a higher degree actually. With words, I'm trying to correct someone, or maybe by other means. So Ramanand Puri is Ramchandra Puri started correcting Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu, what was the response of Mahaprabhu? If it was us, what we will say, Mridula Radha Mata? I'm not eating sweets. It's just the end. Come, look in my room, look in my cupboard. Huh? What did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say? What did he say?
He reduced his...
No. What did he say? My question is, sorry, not did he do. What did he say? Nothing. He accepted. So many times a criticism will come. You will not be at fault. But what is the response of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? No response. Huh? Don't jump in the boat straight away. We immediately react. Huh? How can you say like this? Come, have a look. No, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not. He accepted, although he hasn't even done it. Now he's God, but even as a sannyasi, if you see, he hasn't done it. He's still accepting. Why did he accept as it is? Anyone knows? Why did he do that? No clarification given.
Because Ramchandra Puri was the disciple of his spiritual master Ishwar Puri, so he considered him as his
This is god brother of Ishwar Puri.
God brother of Ishwar Puri. Yes.
Madhavendra Puri has two disciples, so he's considering Ramchandra Puri as his spiritual master. No arguments given. Now it's a very, very high stage. Again, I'm saying we can remind each other. It's very difficult, but he took his statements as it is, although he had not done it. Still, he is accepting, he's not saying anything. And as Namatar Prabhu is saying, he even acted on it. हम लोग बोलेंगे भाई बात ही सही नहीं है. So what should I change? This statement is incorrect, right? No saying, and he's just saying, okay, no problem. I'll reduce my eating. Huh? He started. He reduced eating a lot actually. Okay. And
Similar incident happened with one of, I think, Gaur Govind Maharaj. You heard about that, Prabhu?
no, Prabhuji.
Like he used to take in the evening only milk or something like that. So someone said, "Oh, only Maharaj is taking milk or something like that." They made a comment. After that, he stopped taking milk.
Wow.
Even milk he stopped in the evening.
These
After
Vaishnavas,
that, someone told that, then he never took milk from that day.
Really?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. See, we cannot imagine those stages.
Yeah.
But very, very high examples. Anyway, by discussing them, at least we can try sometimes some better in our own devotional life. Okay, and the next stage is taking a disciplinary action. And we gave this example of Garud and Saubhari Muni. So he did not only advise, he did not correct, he took a disciplinary action. What was that? He cursed Garuda. Now, Garuda technically does not get any curse. It's like Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu doesn't get any curse. Now, devotees have given sometimes. Narad Muni has given, Tulsi Rani has given. But Lord Vishnu is not obliged to take the curse. But Garuda took the curse. Okay, no problem. This is what you want? I will not do. Imagine if we were there. We'll definitely go to that spot and show, how your curse doesn't work on us. But Garuda took it. Lord Vishnu took the curse of Narad Muni. Lord Vishnu took the curse of Tulsi Devi. So disciplinary action. But what happened to, nothing happened to Garuda in that sense, right? But what happened to Saubhari Muni? That's the point to be discussed. What happened to him? He has done like 10,000 years of tapasya
Just
underwater.
fallen down and then married.
And then he
Fell
lost.
down. So he was completely lost, at least for a while, because of this offense. Because he offended a great Vaishnava. The greater the Vaishnava, the greater the offense. Very, very important things to remember. Okay, so we'll not discuss this. If we do Vaishnava Prad, all our knowledge, mercy, and realizations will be lost. So you may be sitting on a very high chair, giving big classes, having a lot of realization. But if you do Vaishnava Prad, everything will go away. Any example from Chaitanya Charitamrita? Rupa Kaviraj and Hemlata Thakurani, the granddaughter of Srivas Acharya, we have discussed about it. So she was chanting Krishna, Krishna, Krishna all the time. In the Katha, he said, what nonsense. So Hemlata Thakurani left the spot respectfully, but because of offending Hemlata Thakurani, this Rupa Kaviraj left everything in Krishna consciousness and he was thrown out of Vrindavan again gradually. So you may not see anything straight away, but it gradually happens. Guru Maharaj says, your bhakti account will be frozen. It will not be destroyed. It will be frozen. Like you have $1 million in your bank account, but you cannot access your bank account. It's your money, but it's frozen. You cannot access it. So you cannot access your bhakti credits unless you go and ask for forgiveness from that Vaishnava. On the contrary, if you respect a Vaishnava, your knowledge, your mercy, your realization will increase. And that's why when a Vaishnava comes or a Vaishnavi comes, we're trying to serve them, whatever little capacities we may have, so that by their service, we will get some more mercy, some more realizations in our spiritual life. Okay, so 6 things: criticism of bodily defect, birth, material vision, jealousy, disciplinary action, advising, and to correcting. We should always do, right? We should always do this. Everyone is nodding the head.
No.
No, we should never do that. We should never do this because if we do it, Krishna is not happy. So by looking at some deformed body, for example, they may not have an organ, they may have some problems, some disease. No problem. Birth, they are from a lower birth. For Vaishnava, birth doesn't matter. Material vision, what situation they are in this lifetime, they are very rich, they are very beautiful, or they are looking very ugly. All these things doesn't matter. We should never be jealous of a Vaishnava. It says, I think in Padma Purana, if I'm not wrong, if I see a Vaishnava and I do not become happy, it's an offense. Sorry, I'm saying it again. If I see a Vaishnava and I do not become happy, I think in my mind, ये कहाँ से आ गए? Where does he come from? Huh? Something like that. If I have some ill feelings towards that Vaishnava in our mind, Krishna is not happy. Now, again, we have to remember verse 5 as well. If this Vaishnava is after money, after fame, he is jealous, he's blaspheming others, Prabhupada, then we stay away. Then we stay away. In the mind, we say Hare Krishna and we move out. So we have to understand the situation as well. But the point is, if you see a good Vaishnava, you should be happy. You should express, thank you for coming. Thank you for giving me time. Thank you for giving your darshan. Disciplinary action, forget it. Unless you are a spiritual master, it's your job. You cannot. Even to correct and advise Gaur Govind Maharaj, as Prasanatma Prabhu was saying, I just remember an example of Gaur Govind Maharaj. Someone was asking, I want to tell this person, a Vaishnava, a devotee, that what you are doing is not correct, but he doesn't want to take it. So Maharaj said, don't tell him. You know this person is not going to listen to you. Do not tell him. And I've seen these examples in my life by my Guru Maharaj. He will not tell someone something, although he knows exactly this is wrong, but he will not tell that person because he is saying, if this person was going to listen, I will tell. But this person is not going to listen. So many times we jump in and trying to give advices to others, free advices. Bhakti Rasayan Maharaj said, the most freely distributed thing in this world is free advice. Kahin bhi kisi ko bhi, we just start giving as if that we are the knower of everything. We may not even know this person's situation. How can we give advice? Anyway, even if you know the situation of this person, if he's not asking, Krishna did not give advice to Arjun unless he was asked. So Maharaj said in the middle of him, unless you are hired, don't do it. Radheshyam Prabhu actually said, unless you are hired to do. He was giving class and he said, I'm giving class because I've been asked to give class. If I was not asked, I will not give class. Radheshyam Prabhu saying in his own class, he's saying, these Vaishnavas have asked me to give class, that's why I'm giving class. So we should not start giving classes anywhere and everywhere. I think it was Bhakti Siddhant Maharaj who said, this person already has a super soul to guide him. Don't try to become second super soul. So you should not become, we should, I included, should not become the second super soul. Prabhu, I'll tell you what to do. Really? So unless you have authority, even authorities are not speaking. So unless you have authority over this person, you have the right attitude, right time, right mindset. This person is asking, Arjun is asking, please Krishna, guide me. I'm your prapanna. Shishyasteham shadi mam prapannam. We should not speak. So we should try to do vacho vegam, manasa vegam. Although you want to correct, this person will not take it. Don't do it. Krishna will see. His spiritual master will do. Yeah. Okay. I'll not go in this detail. We already. Verse 7. Let's read it together. Mahasa Prabhu, would you like to read?
Yes, Prabhu.
We'll read together, Prabhuji, okay?
Yeah.
Just
Syat
Syat Krishna Charitadi Sitapya Vidya Veto Patapta Rasanasya Narochikanu Kindvadaradanuditam Manusaiva Jushta Swadvigrama Bhavatita Tadamurahantri. Thank you, Prabhu. Can you please explain in one line, Mahasa Prabhu, what is this verse about? What's the connection and what's this verse about? So 6 to 7, how's this transition taking place?
Well, seventh one, only one thing is the glories of the holy name. That's
very nice. That's very nice. Yes.
And
what's the connection?
Context is that I'm sorry, Prabhu, I can't
No
do
problem.
justice.
Vijay Mata, would you remember? Transition.
No, she's here, but
Sorry, I could hear her.
We just came home. That's all.
No problem, Prabhuji. All right. Anyone else can tell me the connection between 6 and 7?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Mamata Prabhuji. Yes.
So in the sixth one, we learned that what we should not do when we meet a devotee. Here it says what we should do when we meet a devotee.
Haribol, thank you. Very easy. Very, very easy. So verse 5 is our target. Ipsit Sangalabdya. Uttamadhikari Ipsit means desiring Sangalabdya. We want to have his association. Now, what not to do? So isn't it the second verse also says what not to do? Then third verse says what to do. So always like what not. So don't offend. Now, if you are doing Naam Bhajan with him, but you're offending him. So first Rupa Goswami is saying what not to do. Please do not look at his bodily defect, his language, his look and blah, blah, blah. And then saying what you should do. Nam Charitadi. So Nam Charit Adi. And then he says, but I have a problem. I have no taste. He said, no problem. Okay, who can explain this verse? I will not explain it. You guys need to explain. Someone can explain this verse quickly. So one characteristic Mahasa Prabhu already said, Nam, glories of Nam. That's correct. What else? Manmohan Prabhu, would you like to share something?
So initially we don't have the taste for the Harinam.
What's the Sanskrit word here, Prabhuji?
So we are jaundiced, which is
Sita. Sita is
No.
sweet.
Sita is sweet.
Sweet.
Jaundice.
Jaundice.
Oh,
What is
jaundice.
Pittopatapta.
Pittopatapta.
Pittopatapta. Thank you. So Pittopatapta is there. And above that, what's the root cause of it? One word in Sanskrit. What's the root?
Avidya.
Avidya. So we should always remember this one root cause is what? Avidya. What does avidya mean? Ignorance. What is the ignorance is about? I don't know who the
relationship with Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So Jiva has forgetful his relationship with Krishna. That is avidya. That's like a root thing. He does not know who I am. He does not know who Lord is. What's my relationship with the Lord? Because of that avidya, forgetfulness, he has so many other conceptions, which are all wrong. Because the base is wrong, the foundation is wrong, everything else goes in a different direction. Thank you. Rasanasya narochikanu. What does this mean? Anyone remembers? Rasanasya. What does rasna mean? The drink rasna?
Tongue.
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 Tongue. What's the other word of tongue given in another verse?
Giri.
Giri.
Giri. Thank you.
Jiva also.
Jiva is also there. But Jihva Vegam is used in verse 1. Prema Bhakti Mataji is correctly pointing out. Which verse Giri is used, Mataji? Verse 5.
Krishneti
Yasya Giritam Manasadriyata. Verse 5, first line. Thank you, Mata. See, you remember all the things. Pitto Patat Rasna Sena Rochikanu. What does it mean, Rasna Sena Rochikanu? Rasna Sena Rochikanu.
One cannot taste the nectar
of the holy names.
of the holy
Why?
name.
Because, yes, I also prove Sanskrit word.
Because of this avidya and the
because
other
of
one was
Pittopatapta. He's burning with jaundice. And why the jaundice is there?
Avidya.
Avidya. Okay, so it's a very nice ordering is there. Because of avidya, the jaundice has happened. Some germs has gone in your body. Because of the germs, the jaundice has happened. And because of the jaundice, we are saying there's no taste in ganne ka ras, in sugarcane juice. Because of that. Now, what is this? This is a problem. What's the solution line? Sanskrit. Who can tell me Sanskrit word solution?
It is kintva adarat
Kintva
anudina.
means?
So that
Kintva
means one
means?
has to. Sorry.
Kintva. Kintva mean?
Kintva is but still. But still one has
Doctor
to.
will say, yes, Prabhu, no problem. You have a problem, that's no problem. Let's work out the solution. What's the solution, Prabhuji? Prabhu?
But still one has to still take in the medicine. That is adarat anudina.
Adarat means what?
Adarat means with lot of care and devotion.
Shraddha. We should have Shraddha means this medicine will work. If I have no faith in the medicine will not work. Many times it says, and Manmohan Prabhu, please forgive me, doctors just give us sugar candy and patients get cured. I've heard about it. Because it's not the pill works, it's just the faith which works. I heard in Radhesham Prabhu's class, there's some disease, some rare disease one person had. And he read in the newspaper article, they're doing some research and this pill will be available in the market in 6 months' time or something like that. So this person said to doctor, can you please get me this one? This will remove my disease. So this doctor gave the pill worked for him and his disease went away. After 1 year or something, he came back to the doctor with the same disease, says, my disease has come back. Actually, he read in the newspaper that this pill was not successful in the market. So they withdrew the pill back. And he said, my disease has come back. And the doctor later said, I never give you the actual medicine because the medicine wasn't available in the market. So it's our mind which works so many times. If we are positive in our mind, things happen in that direction. If we are always negative, and I heard, again, I think in Radhesham Prabhu's class, if you are constantly thinking negative, there's some particular hormone which secretes by our brain, which even can cause cancer in your body just by you being negative mindset, depression, and all that.
Yeah.
So it starts from adi, then becomes vyadhi. Adi means mental things, they become physical. So that's why devotees are very, very positive. Krishna Das, bindas. Bindas, everyone knows? Bindas. Chinta rahit, chalega. Krishna will take care. Not that he's not intelligent, but Maya Das Sada Udas. Because he's relying on Maya. Maya is constantly changing. How can you rely on Maya? Okay. So coming back to Mahasu Prabhu, he's explaining verse 7. Adarad. Adarad means with Shraddha, with faith. Aage Prabhuji? Anudinam.
Anudinam means 24/7.
Anudinam.
Without any interruption.
Every day.
Every day.
Some more. Anu means, sorry, Anu.
Anu means
Anu
small,
darshanam.
but Anu means small, but here it is
Anu
following,
means small,
following,
yeah, but
following the footsteps.
Anu means regularly here. So Anu dinam, regularly, every day you have to take. Every day you have to take. Adrat with Shraddha. Then it says Khalu Saiva Justa. Then your disease will go away. Swadvi Krama. Gradually you'll get Swada. Which makes sense. Okay, let's quickly look into the verse. Okay, that's a nice one. Prabhupada liked this cartoon actually. Prabhupada laughed when he saw this cartoon. It may not be exactly same characters, but there's a paper clipping which Prabhupada saw. Symptoms of the disease, no taste for name, form, etc. This is all of us, isn't it? We don't have much taste at this stage. Because some of you have. And it feels like it's very, very bitter. Holy name, chanting 16 hours. Oh, it's too much, because we don't have taste. Because of avidya, we discuss about this diagram. What's this avidya? I'm the body and I want to enjoy from this body or from these senses. And because of that avidya, we have this desires. I want, I hate, I fear, I want to destroy someone. And we act. And as soon as we act, we get under the three modes of material nature. And then Klishyamananam. Kunti Maharani says this verse. Okay, we discuss about material happiness versus spiritual happiness. Material versus happiness initially may look very good to the senses, but parinamo is visham eva. Parinam means the result is like poison. So many young people or maybe old as well take drugs or alcohol and whatnot. Initially, wow, it's so nice. But later on, they suffer so much. But the spiritual happiness is other way. Initially, it may feel like a poison. Tomorrow is first day of Kartik. Some of you are coming for Mangalarti, and if you're not planning, you may start planning now. Come and see Shri Radha Gopinath on the first day of Kartik. If you can't do, see your Krishna, Laddu Gopal, Gaur Nitai at your home. Get up for Mangalarti tomorrow. It may be difficult. Try. Chant some extra rounds from tomorrow. It's very, very auspicious month. Initially, it may look like poison, very, very difficult. Eventually, it will be nectar. We talked about this graph as well, happiness graph. With the time of material goes down. As your body grows old, all the material senses goes down, then you can't enjoy those senses anymore. But spiritual happiness on the other way always increases. And you see many, many devotees who have been here for a while, they actually relish this Krishna consciousness more and more and more. Their body may go down, but their enthusiasm goes up and up. They're so happy. And we compared about this temporary serving your senses to the temporary sense objects, temporary sense pleasure. But if your soul desires to serve Krishna in any shape and form, it's an eternal credit to your account. Kintu Adarat Anudinam. So we discussed about all this. Yeah, Prabhupada writing, where should you go? You go to ISKCON, Prabhupada is saying, because ISKCON is an organization where all the like-minded people come together for the same purpose, and we can advance in our devotional service. We also discuss about 3 types of chanting. We discuss about the offensive chanting, stage of lessening offenses, which is Namabhas, and the third is Shuddhanam. So first is Namaparad, Namabhas, and Shuddhanam. Verse 8. Who would like to read with me? Someone else who has not read as yet. Anyone? Yes, Mataji. Prasanna Prabhu, if you're ready or not. Otherwise, Vijay Gopi Mataji is reading. Anyone?
Mataji.
Annamarupa
Charitani Sukirtananu Mrityo kramena rasana manasi niyojya Teshtam vrajet anuragi jananugami Kalam nayed akhilam iti upadesa saram. Thank you, Mataji. Would you like to tell the connection between 7 and 8?
Seventh is talking about the holy name, Prabhu. Here, this is the complete completion of this instruction, nectar of instruction. This is the saram, is the essence of nectar of instruction.
Yes.
And most of the words are actually repeating from the previous verse, like
Yes.
Nam, Rupa,
Nam,
Charita.
Rupa, Charita. Thank you.
Yes.
What's the connection? So that's correct, Mataji. There are some common words here. So 7
Like
and
when
8.
we are doing that inoffensive chanting, like Shuddha Nam, then that will get into, I mean, if we keep on repeating 24/7, our mind is actually fixed in the holy name, and then we get attached to Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Very, very nice. So this is, you can say, our more deepening stage of 7. So 7, in one sense, you can also say, you can say what to do, and you can also say going back to our roots of taking Krishna's name and listening Krishna's glories. So once you're associating with Uttam Vaishnava, you're not offending him, and you are chanting, although you may not have taste in the beginning. Once you have developed a taste in listening the glories of holy name, then what you should do, you should go deeper. So verse 8 in that sense is taking us deeper and telling us more aspects about the highest perfection. So tan naam rupa charitadi sukirtanan. Who can translate this line? Very, very easy line. The simple words. Anyone can translate? Tan naam rupa. What does tan naam rupa? Anyone? Jaldi jaldi.
Krishna's holy name and
Krishna's holy name, not my holy name, is Krishna's holy name. Tan refers to that supreme person. Naam, Rupa, form, Charit,
character,
Pastime.
Adi. Anything related to that. Sukirtananu. What does Sukirtan mean? What does Kirtan mean?
Kirtan means glorifying.
Chanting.
Okay, it comes from which word? What's the root word of Kirtan? Root word. Dhatu. Kirti. Thank you. Kirti. So it's Kirti means fame. So Kirtan means to glorify Krishna's fame, because Krishna is very famous. He's the only one who is famous. So, and Sukirtananu means
Complete.
Glorifying
about
the
the word
Lord.
Sankirtan is complete. Thank you, Prabhuji. Complete. And Su also means Madhur, sweet. So do a sweet kirtan, not just out of duty, sweet. There are many nice singers on this call as well. They sing very sweetly. They serve very sweetly. Kirtan again can be singing, can be any glorification of Krishna. Even if you are cooking, you're doing kirtan of Krishna. You're glorifying Krishna. Radharani is cooking this for Krishna. So everything in that sense, whatever glorifies Krishna is kirtan. Smrityo kramena rasana manasi niyoja. What is the most important word in this line, in the second line of verse 8?
Manasi niyoja.
Manasi niyoja. Why, Prabhuji? Yes, that's correct.
Because through mind, only one can get absorbed in Krishna consciousness.
Yes, so initially putting our mind, as Gauranga Darshan Prabhu said, initially putting our mind in Krishna's service is very difficult. But putting our senses is easy, isn't it? Senses means our mind, our body we can take in front of Krishna, we can do some seva for Krishna, but mind is very, very restless. So in this verse, Rupa Goswami is saying, train your mind, train your mind. So rasana is the tongue. So initially you start chanting from the tongue, but slowly as you go deep, manasi nyoja, manaha, mind has to be nyoja, engaged in Krishna's service. So initially we said Tananam Rupa Chartadi Sukirtananu. So this person is very much busy in that. And then later, Smrityo Kramena Rasana is okay. Manasi Niyoja. So Prabhupada is writing a lot about training your mind. Who's this in the first picture? Ajamila. Why are we talking about Ajamila in this verse here?
He lost his senses.
He's lost his mind.
Mind.
Initially, not the senses. Later, yes, Prabhuji. So it starts from the mind. Dhyayato vishayan punsa. So it all starts from the mind. Later on, definitely, you fall down completely. So Ajamil's mind was not controlled. So Prabhupada is saying, why to train the mind? Three things. Mind can be your friend, can be your enemy. The impressions in mind carries for long time. So Prabhupada emphasizing in his purport, we have to train our mind. Why mind is responsible? Prabhupada says in the next paragraph, the function at death. It creates the next body. What is this verse in Bhagavad Gita? Who can say quickly?
Yam yam vapisparam bhava.
Bhavam tejati ante kalebram. So whatever you will think about at the time of quitting this body, without fail, you'll get the next body. So if our mind is trained in Krishna consciousness, if you're leaving body, you will see Jagannath Ji. But if you're not, you have not trained your mind, what you will see? Some other object, and then you will become that. Okay? Mind. Who can say the full acronym of mind? Shraddha Mata, you remember full acronym? Okay, Mridula Mata, you have a question on the previous slide?
Yeah, previous one. I just have a
Okay,
comment,
yes.
Prabhu.
Sure,
So
Mata.
in Bhagavad Gita, there is one shloka as well. It is like tortoise. When we
Yes.
are seeing the material or condition things, we should put
Yeah.
our bring
Kurmunga
our
niva
limbs.
sarvashaha. Yeah. Kurma means tortoise. Anga niva sarvashaha. So it withdraws his limbs.
Withdraws
Yes.
his limbs.
Yes. Yes.
So that we can use for this Ajamila case.
Absolutely, absolutely. So when we see some danger, we should withdraw our senses. It's not favorable to Krishna consciousness because we cannot walk in the outside world with blindfolded. So we can't do that. We will see many things. We'll come across many type of people at work, at other places. So what to do? So Kurmunga Niyu Sarvasha. Thank you, Mridula Mataji. That's a nice analogy. Okay, Shraddha Mataji, mind. You're sitting with mind, Manish, Manaha, Isha. Isha means controller, Mana means mind. Both names actually are very spiritual names. So, Manaha. What does Manaha mean?
Stronger than the wind.
Acronym of mind, Prabhu, I'm not sure. M for
Magnifies.
Magnifies.
Magnify. Thank you. Prema Bhakti Mata ki jai. Magnifies. Magnifies what? Magnifies our wealth. Mind magnifies wealth. It will be very nice.
Problems.
Problems. It always magnifies a problem. What does it mean now, Prabhu? Just a quick one.
Like even if something is not present, you will contemplate on it and
You'll make it very, very big.
Big, yeah.
Just in
Saturday
thinking,
exam.
ऐसा होगा तो
Yeah.
वैसा होगा तो वैसा होगा तो वैसा होगा.
Foundation and
Chaitanya
permanent.
Prabhu. So we start paying interest on those loans which we have not even taken yet.
Saturday
It
exam.
happens.
Saturday. Consequences of
That's
the
not a
exam.
problem. That's Sukirtananu. You're doing Kirtan of Krishna. By Ganesham Prabhu's mercy, it's a very easy paper. I'm sure all of you will be able to do it very nicely because he's very, very kind. Ganesham Prabhu is very kind. Okay, M ho gaya. Shraddha Mata, second one. Think about it. I. I.
Prabhu, I is imagining
The
Pleasures.
pleasures or troubles?
Pleasures.
Why? Can you expand that?
We always think the other side is greener, bro. Like
All the problems of the world only happening to me. Look at my neighbor. Look at that devotee. Look at this person. That everyone is happy except me. And you ask them and look at their life, they may be more miserable than you. It always imagines the grass is greener on the other side. But grass is greener on which side, Krishna Vallabha Mataji? Grass is greener, not on the other side, okay? Then which side grass is greener?
Krishna's side, Prabhu.
Krishna side. Devotees are very smart. कहीं भी कृष्णा को डाल दो सही हो जाएगा. Okay, but
Yeah.
for us,
Grass is not greener at any side because we are in a in under Maya and
Material
it's
world.
only way
you're
we
right.
can.
I'm not saying you're wrong. Krishna's side. So wherever is Krishna, that side is greener, So wherever you're nurturing your Krishna consciousness, and just to expand what Mataji said, wherever you're doing Shravan and Kirtan of Krishna, If you're not doing Shravan and Kirtan of Krishna, you'll always be miserable, always miserable. But if you're doing your bhakti, then external situations, in one sense, doesn't matter. Whatever your external failures or successes are, it doesn't matter. So Keshav Maharaj says, so I'm just repeating Maharaj, grass is greener on the side where you water it. Where you water it. And what's the water? Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Shravana Kirtana Jala Karaya Sinchana. So Shravan and Kirtan is the jal, is the water, by which if we do the watering, the grass will be greener. Huh? So if you have not read Prabhupada books, you have not been chanting, you haven't gone to temple to Sri Radha Gopinath, you will always be dry and very, very prone to this material ups and downs. Okay, do ho gaye. N. Who can say N?
Neglect
Yes?
opportunities.
आप बताया माता ने. You neglected 2 opportunities. No, not you neglected.
Finally, I got it.
Okay, Martha, can you please expand on your one?
Prabhu, because mind is never doesn't want to stay at present. It always, want to wander like in the past or future. So that's why the opportunity is present in present we neglect.
Thank you. So this is very, very important for all of us, because many times we think our past was good or bad, or future will be good or bad. But past we don't have, it's past, and future is not in our control. So all we have is present. So just live in present. What Prabhupada disciple said, you cannot guarantee that you will chant your 16 rounds attentively, but you may guarantee that one mantra which we are chanting right now, we can chant attentively. Just one mantra. Huh? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. One mantra. And if you think slowly for each mantra like that, hopefully your chanting will be improving a lot. Huh? Thank you. Last one, D.
So deny reality.
Deny the reality. And what's the reality?
It's like whatever is our situation, the still in Maya, then so we think this is the correct. But
yes, thank you, Prabhu. So we always think I am correct and everyone else is incorrect. That is denying reality. Mind never says that I may be incorrect. If 2 people are having argument, what are both thinking? I'm correct. A is thinking I'm correct, B is thinking I'm correct. Both think. A will never say, unless they are devotees, B, you might be correct. B will never say, A, you might be correct. Devotees say, Acha, Prabhu, aap. But that's an advanced stage. So mind most of the time tells us that I'm correct. But the problem may be, just maybe, with us, not with the other person. So it denies the reality. Okay, let's move forward. So training the mind, Prabhupada is saying in this particular verse, is extremely important. And from rasana, from the tongue, which is easy to start, easy to chant. Someone is saying easy to count, difficult to chant. Counting is easy. Sola mala counting ho gaya? Yes, ho gaya. Did you chant even one mantra? Not sure. Not sure. 16 rounds we have done, but have we chanted one mantra? Not sure. So we should try. Again, I'm saying as well, I'm also fully distracted while chanting, but again, we are discussing with each other so that we can inspire each other to do better things. Tistan Raje, we took a few examples for this Tistan Raje. Dhruv Maharaj, he went to Braja Madhupuri, where he attained his perfection. So Brajadham is extremely important. Narad Muni also that. Bilomangal Thakur and Vrinda Devi personally herself did tapasya in that particular land. Very, very auspicious. It gives us so much boost, and that's why Prabhupada said you should visit Dham as much as possible. If you cannot go to Golok Vrindavan, at least you should go to Radha Gopinath temple in North cities. That is our Vrindavan as much as possible. And Guru Maharaj also very much emphasized on relationship with the deities. He said you should have a very good relationship with the deity. So again, that can be in a physical form, in a mental form, but very, very powerful places. Tad anuragi jananugami. So what does this mean? Who has the anurag for Krishna, we should try to follow in their footsteps. So Tad anuragi example, which we discussed in our class for Srila Prabhupada, for us, he is a real Brajavasi. He did not leave Braja even for a second. Rather, he carried Braja everywhere, wherever he went, and he manifested the Braja. That's why in America we have one place called New Vrindavan. Huh? So Vrindavan is in India, and Prabhupada created New Vrindavan, New Dwarka, New Mayapur. Prabhupada literally created those places. I think it was Gopal Krishna Maharaj, if I'm not wrong. He was saying, because Prabhupada walked on the streets of Russia, although when Prabhupada was physically present, there was no preaching done in Russia, but he walked for 3 days on the streets of Russia. And now, after India, Russia has the highest number of devotees. Because Prabhupada walked and desired, I wish all these people will become devotees. Someone was saying in a class, obviously, I heard that Russia means where rishis used to live. So Russia is not Russia, it's Rishi, the country. Australia, everyone knows the full form of Australia? Astrale.
Australia.
Astrale, that we know, huh? So Russia is, sages used to live and do tapasya there. Wow. And he says, Kei was a Russian. That's why Dasharat Maharaj was very attracted to her. She was very beautiful, and Dasharat Maharaj was very attracted to her. Anyway, I think it was Gauranga Prabhu was telling in his class, so it's authoritative knowledge. So Russia is very beautiful land in that sense. It's a land of sages, rishis. Anyway, so Prabhupada is our rishi, and Prabhupada is always in that consciousness of Krishna. Once Prabhupada was asked by his disciple, have you seen Krishna? Prabhupada said, yes, every moment I'm seeing Krishna. Every moment I'm seeing Krishna. So when we follow Prabhupada, hopefully we'll get some purification. We will also be able to see Krishna. As Prabhupada said, you will be able to see Krishna face to face, talk to Krishna face to face. To live in Vrindavan is like to live in the lap of Krishna. To live in Vrindavan is very fortunate, but you live only when ordered by your spiritual master. So we may visit Vrindavan occasionally, but when it's a matter of living, you should take permission from your spiritual master or senior devotees, because it can be dangerous sometimes if you're not properly careful with Brajavasis. Can be dangerous for your spiritual life as well, as happened in the case of Rupa Kaviraj. Okay, so last line of this was Kalam Nayed Akhilam. So Akhilam Kalam. Akhilam means Sarva. Sarva means all the time, Kalam. You should engage in Krishna's Kirtan, basically. And Iti Updesh Saram. So you should purify your heart, engage your tongue and the mind, and then do the Kirtan of Krishna all the time. This is Updesh Saram. Engage the mind and tongue under the guidance of the exalted devotee, and by imbibing the mood of Vrindavan, one can attain the perfection. Okay, so verse 9, we're going to do 3 verses. Who can chant verse 9? One of the best verses to sing. Please, Mata, go ahead. Rudra Mataji, you are singing? No?
Not.
No? Okay, who can sing?
Okay, Prabhupada.
Vaikuntha. Together, Mata. Taovara Madhupuri Tatra Virasotchava Vrindavanamudajapani Bhakti Govardhana Happy Gokulapate Hemanga Plavana Guryasya Virajato Nikate So one of the most beautiful verses in NOI, huh? You can sing and feel the sweetness of these places. Okay, who can tell me the connection between 8 and 9? Jaldi.
In the previous verse, it talks about that person should go and reside in Vrindavan. Now, yeah. So here it is talking about the hierarchy in the places also. Like for example, here it says that better than Vaikuntha is actually Madhupuri, which is Mathura. Better than Mathura is Vrindavan, and that too it's the forest of the Vrindavan. And then better than that is actually Govardhana. And better than Govardhana is actually the place at the foots of at the base of Govardhana, which is the Radha Kunda.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
So it's talking about the hierarchies
Right.
of different spiritual places. So what's the topmost as per this verse, as per our Sampradaya, is Radha Kund. Now we talked about Vaikuntha in terms of portion. Anyone remembers how much is the portion of Vaikuntha versus our world?
So it's 1/3 and 2/3.
1/4.
Sorry, 1/4 and
Yes,
3/4.
3/4 and 1/4. So Vaikuntha is considered 3/4. So we should not think we are very big. Actually, we are quite small. Why is this ratio, Namutar Prabhu?
Yeah, because we are all criminals and we have
Thank you.
been dispatched to a jail, and jail in a city is usually smaller than,
Thank you, Prabhuji.
relatively smaller than the city itself.
Thank you. So actually, you can say this jail is quite big, isn't it? 25% of the city is jail. Anyway, the point here is
Krishna's
Krishna's jail. So most of the beings are very nice. Some beings are not so nice, and we are unfortunately, one of those ones. So we are living here. But our Shastra, Krishna is very, very kind, giving us the glimpse of where we have to go. So Vaikuntha, it says Vaikuntha is the place where no one suffers any misery. No one suffers any misery. When we're talking about Tattva perspective, whether it's Mathura Puri, whether it's Ayodhya Puri, whether it's Vaikuntha Puri, they're all same. So by Tattva perspective, because every jiva is fully satisfied. You see a peacock in this picture, you see a lotus, you see a throne, all these different Vaikuntha-vasis, they're all completely satisfied. So why are we saying Mathura Puri is greater? Anyone? A simple response?
Because Krishna is born there.
Okay.
He appeared there.
Yes. Okay, but my question is Mataji, a little different. My question is from Tattva perspective, all the jivas in all the Vaikuntha world, including Ayodhya, Mathura, Golok, Vrindavan, they're all same. So why are we putting this hierarchy?
Because we can have a personal relationship with Krishna Prabhu, whereas Vaikuntha
Rasa.
everything is Dasya Rasa.
Yes. So because of rasa, this hierarchies has been made, not in terms of tattva. Not is like, okay, you're not getting job in India, so let's go to Australia, get the PR of Australia. In Australia, you're not happy, let's go to America. Not like that. That Vaikuntha people are aspiring to go to Golok Vrindavan, so they have applied for their PR. Not like that. They're completely satisfied. And as you said correctly, because different jivas have different relationship with Krishna. So because they have different relationship with Krishna, there has to be an appropriate place where they can exchange that rasa fully with Krishna. Like in Vaikuntha, what is the prominent rasa in Vaikuntha?
Dasya.
Yes.
Rasa, Prabhu?
Shanta and Dasya Rasa. They are
Dasya.
two prominent ones. Now, if you want to go to Madhurya Rasa, for example, or even Sakhya Rasa, you can't do that in Vaikuntha. That's why we have to go to other places. So please remember, it's not someone is lower or higher there. It's just a matter of rasa, because that jiva want to reciprocate with Krishna differently. And we see the example of Lakshmi Devi cannot enter into the Raslila. She has a different. So Madhurya is also present in Vaikuntha Loka. But the Madhurya is overridden many times by on reverence. Oh, he is my Lord. Lakshmi Devi think he is my Lord. Okay. Now, as Vijay Gopi Mataji already said, Madhupuri or Mathura is higher. Now, when we go to Mathura, we see a lot of animals on the street, lot of dirty things here and there. How do we understand this statement of Shastra? Anyone?
We should not see with the eyes, Prabhu. We should see with the ears.
Thank you very much. What other points we can present if someone asks that question? Manmohan Prabhu? What other points we can present? As per this statement has to be correct. So that's one thing, yes, we should not see with our eyes, we should see with our ears. So what's that one point which we discussed? Krishna appeared here, yes?
Krishna appeared in the jail. One thing is that.
Yes. Anyone else?
It's in the hierarchy of the Rasa, Prabhu. We are going to that parental.
Yes. One point which, yes, that's correct, Mataji. That's correct, Mataji. Krishna appeared here. Mathura Puri is accessible to us. Vaikuntha Puri is not. Naham tisthami vaikunte yoginam hrideshva yatra gayanti madbhakta tat tisthami narada. Mathura is accessible to us. Vaikuntha is not at the moment. So Mathura, you can go there. Take the dust of Mathura on your head. You can't do that for the Vaikuntha, at least now. Okay, let's move. Vaikuntha Janto. Madhupuri Tatrahi Raso Savaso. We have already discussed that. 12 forests of Vrindavan. Let's move forward. Govardhan is nice. Udar Pani, that is Krishna. We have Chakrapani is also Krishna. Vajrapani is Indra. Dandapani is Yamaraj. So this is Udar Pani. Our Krishna is very, very kind, very, very generous. He lifted the Govardhan hill. He played with his friends there. He had many pastimes with Srimati Radharani, which we discussed. Okay. Radha Kundam Ivhapi Gokulpate Premamrat Aplavanad. Radha Kund is the most superior. We discussed the pastime of Radha Kund appearance. And we discussed few of the Leelas here, which we will not say here. Okay. This is again the hierarchy. Let's move forward. Verse 10. Who can read this one? Anyone? If you all read, you can read. Yes, Mata. Karmebhya parito hare pritaya vyaktimya jnana tebhyo jnana vimukta bhakti parama premaika nishtha stata tebhyasta pankaj vyopi saradhyaya nishtha tadvadhyam sarasi Tamashayet kahakriti. Thank you. So, in this verse, what is the important thing which we are discussing? Who can say in one line, what are we discussing in this verse? Mridula Mataji?
Primacy of Radha Kund.
Yes. But what's
Best
the main?
devotee, Prabhu.
Huh?
Best
devotee. Thank you. Thank you, Prasanatma Prabhu. So, we are talking the hierarchy of the spiritual places was discussed in verse 9, and 10 is talking about hierarchy of the people, of the devotee. So starting from the lowest, going to the highest. So who is the lowest in the series which Prabhupada is discussing?
Vikarmis.
Vikarmis. Which one? Rupa Goswami discussing as the lowest?
Karmis.
Karmi. What's the difference between Vikarmi and a Karmi? Someone else can say.
Vikarmi means the person.
Activities.
Okay, sorry. One at a time. Shraddha Mataji?
Vikarmi who do the sinful activities.
What does Vikarmi word mean? Can you break it down, Mataji?
Vikarma.
Vikrat karma. Vikrat means distorted karma. And what does karma means? You can say in one sense a pious karma. Vikrat, jo bilkul ulta karta hai. One who does exactly opposite. Vikarmi. They don't bother about Shastra, what's written in Shastra. Whatever they like, they will do it. So that's the simple definition of Vikarmi. Let's look into this. So Prabhupada writes, they act without Vedic knowledge, not appreciated by saintly persons, and they take birth as animal, trees, and plants. So they're always absorbed in themselves. Karmi, who's Karmi? Someone else. Mridula Mata, you were saying something that time. What's the definition of Karmi in one line?
That's what I was telling Prabhu. Vikarmi. So Karmi is like they are for the material desires. They are doing all the karma for material desires.
So Vikarmi is also doing for material desires. What's the difference?
But that is against the prescribed rules and regulations. In karmis, they will be doing as per prescribed rules and regulations.
Yeah. So that's a big difference here. So they're both looking for sense gratification. One is looking with the dharma, one is looking without dharma. So at least Rupa Goswami ke time par most of people were karmi and not vikarmi. But nowadays, Prabhupada seeing the correct situation, 99.99 population is what? Vikarmi. They don't care about Shastra, just whatever suits them. Okay, so Prabhupada said they act according to Vedic knowledge. They are superior to Vikarmis. They are elevated to higher planets like moon. But what is the problem? 921. Anyone remembers the verse? Shine Purni Mrityu Lokam Vishan. Shine Purni, when their credits are exhausted, they come back to Mrityu Loka. Jnanis are considered higher. Karmibhya Parito Hare. Why it's the word uses Hare Priyataya? Anyone? For the Jnanis, why the word Hare Priyataya is used in this verse? Prema Mataji?
They are प्रिय
Yes, Mata.
हरि को प्रिय है वो लोग.
Yes. Why? Why is that? That's correct, Mata. Translation is absolutely correct. My question is, why they have used this for Gyani?
They are above the bodily.
Thank you. Because they are not blindly into the sense gratification as the karmis, and definitely not the karmis. Huh? So they understand gross sense gratification will not lead to any sukha. They are not interested in that. And who can do that unless they have some mercy of Lord? Huh? So otherwise, most of the population is doing for sense gratification. So from that perspective, it is said. But still, if they does not come to the platform of loving Krishna, they are still in ignorance. Huh? So although they are very, very high, but they're still not on the best platform because they don't love Krishna as yet. They are superior to karmis. Unless they take to devotion service, they're still in avidya. 719, anyone remembers very quickly? 719, everyone knows that.
Bhavanam Janmanam
Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. So that Mahatma is very, very durlabh, very, very rare. Thank you, Prabhu. Tebhyo Gyan Vimukta Bhakti Parama. What does Bhakti Parama here refers to? Someone else, Ramya Mataji? Bhakti Parama. Binay Kumar Prabhu. Bhaja Gauranga Prabhu. Bhakti Parama.
Pure devotion.
So who are the bhaktas who worship
Thank
them?
you. Simple. Who are engaged in bhakti. Bhakti Parama means ones who are engaged. What are the two types of people who are engaged in bhakti?
One is sadhaka bhaktas and another is prema bhaktas.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Now you're speaking. Very easy. Bhakti Parama Ramya Mataji is one who is engaged in bhakti, but one, like we, most of us are engaged by vidhi, by rules and regulations. We don't like it, but we do it. Huh? We don't have prem. But another one is premi bhaktas, who have spontaneous prema for Krishna. So this slide is talking about the sadhak bhaktas, who are engaged in devotional service, not by their love, but by their intelligence. And this is talking about premi bhaktas here, is spontaneously attracted towards Krishna. Obviously, they are higher than sadhak bhakta. Sadhak means sadhana. They are doing their sadhana. No, Narad Muni is not doing sadhana. He doesn't have to fill up his sadhana card. How many rounds you did, how many mangala aartis you performed. He's a premi bhakta. Sanat Kumar, they're all premi bhaktas.
Sorry, bro. Question.
Yes.
Just on that premi bhaktas, so they are engaged in devotional service through their intelligence?
Through their prema. So it says sadhakas use their intelligence to attain bhakti, but premi bhaktas use their prema, their love, their preeti. It says preeti. Preeti word is used to love Krishna. Like you will have a spontaneous attraction, for example, towards your family, or your mother, father, or family members. No one has to tell you, Prabhuji, are you loving your father or something like that, right? So they are spontaneously attracted towards Krishna. Is that okay? Yes, Rasanand.
Quick question, bro. Can we get that prema, that spontaneous bhakti, bro? Because we are only sadhakas.
Yes, that's what the marg is, Prabhuji. So from sadhaka stage, and we'll read in Nectar of Devotion, how you can reach to prema. That's what the whole journey is. So at the moment, we are at sadhaka. Is that what the question was?
Yeah, but I really doubt whether we love, like Gopi is there by spontaneous love.
So in that love also, there are hierarchies. So we will never get to that stage, but we can become a assistant of the manjaris, for example. Unless one of us, Siddha Deha is, Rupa Goswami or something has come down for the liberation of the jivas. We don't know. One time, Keshav Maharaj said in a class, Keshav Maharaj speaking, so his authority, saying, you may not know the person sitting next to you, the spiritual sarupa of that person. Prabhupada also asked, who are you in the spiritual world? Prabhupada said, if I tell you, you will faint. So amongst us, and I'm being very honest, and that's why we should be very respectful to devotees, you don't know who's sitting next to you. Maybe Jagopi Mataji, big devotee, or Rasanand Prabhu.
Prabhu, the other way around as well.
A person sitting next to you, Shraddha Mataji looking at Manmohan Prabhu. Yes, Mata, you should consider. He's a he's no doubt very nice. So we should respect Vaishnavas. Huh? We should never disrespect from any perspective, especially if this Vaishnava is sincere. He may not be perfect, he may be making mistakes, but if he's sincerely trying to love Krishna, trying to follow the orders of his spiritual master, we should have extreme respect for that person. So, yes, Prabhuji, generally, we are all assistants of these manjaris or gopis. We don't know. Our spiritual master will know. And that is our perfect situation. And this is our journey which we are in. We are in class 1 now. Some are class 2, class 3. One day we will be PhD, hopefully.
Life.
Many lifetimes.
Yeah.
Sripala Prabhu says, devotions, technically you can go back to Godhead in this lifetime, but generally speaking, our many acharyas have said, it's multiple lifetime projects. So it's fine. 10, 20 lifetimes, no problem, if that's what Krishna desires. Okay,
Right.
let's move forward. We only have 5 minutes. So out of those Premi Bhaktas, spontaneous, extremely high devotees, like Narad Muni is such a high devotee. We're saying gopis are much higher of that. So we just don't have time. We'll not go through all this. They are most exalted devotees and they serve in Vipralamba mode of separation. And out of those gopis, Srimati Radharani is the topmost devotee. We'll just have to move forward because of time. This chart is very nice, not for your Bhakti Shastri exam, but just to know. And as I said, this is from Bhanu Maharaj. I've just written it. The whole thing is from Bhanu Maharaj, so we can say where Radharani stands. So that's why Rasanand Prabhuji, we will never be able to reach to that spot, but we can become assistants of those who are in that field the highest. Okay, let's move forward. So Tadiya Sarasi also refers to the lake. So we're talking about Radha Kund again in verse 10. Okay, so Vikarmis, Karmis, Gyanis, Bhaktas, Gopis, and Srimati Radharani. Okay, last verse. Krishnasya Uchchaiha Pranay Vasati Preyasibhyopi Radha Kundam Chasya Munibhir Avitar Tadrak Eva Vyadai Yat Preshthar Api Alam Asulabam Kim Punair Bhakti Bhajam Tat Premedam Sakradapi Sarahasnatur Avishkaroti. What's the relation between 10 and 11? Sundar Gopal Prabhu, if you remember.
Hare Krishna Prabhu is talking about the glories of Radha Kund.
Yes. What's the relation from the previous verse?
So the relation in the previous verse, we were talking about the hierarchy of devotees. And within that, we touched upon gopis and Radharani, but then it says that Radha Kund is it has the love of all the gopis and Radharani within it. So it is even higher.
Okay. So basically, verse 9 is glorifying the hierarchy of spiritual places. Then verse 10 describes the hierarchy of the devotees. Now you can say this verse 11 is the combination of 9 and 10, what you can aspire for. So highest you can aspire for Radha Kund, and that's why Radha Kund is profusely described, glorified in this particular verse. Okay, why Radha Kund? It belongs to Srimati Radharani, who is the highest gopi. Most beloved gopi is very dear to Krishna. It has unlimited glories. Why we cannot understand Radha Kund today? This verse is very beautiful from Rupa Goswami himself. Ataha Sri Krishna Namadi na bhaved grahyam indraye. So from the current contaminated senses, we cannot see. Sevon mukhe hi jihvado. But if you start doing seva to Krishna, starting from your tongue, swayam eb smruti adaha. It will automatically get realized in your heart when you become eligible. So it's nothing, a physical qualification here. We discussed about glories of Radha Kund. We'll not read that here. Glories of Radha Kund, who can understand? Who can come in parampara, who have followed his spiritual master instruction perfectly, he can understand the glories of Radha Kund. We discussed about Bhakti Thakur's statements and Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur's statements as well. How you will get it? Giving up. The first thing Prabhupada said, you have to give up the material conception that you are this body, is a male and female. You have to give up this bodily conception. Then you can understand by bathing. Bathing means serving Radha Kund in the mood of selflessness. By residing there, if your spiritual master allows, and serve under the serving maids in loving service of the Lord. We discuss example of Raghunath Das Goswami, how Srimati Radharani loved Raghunath Das Goswami so much. She herself was troubled, but she was trying to save the trouble of Raghunath Das Goswami. And what will be the final result? Pure love of Krishna in wake of gopis will return back to Godhead under gopis' supervision. Okay. So we'll stop here. 901. We made it, Sundar Gopal Prabhu. Somehow 7 verses in one class. Okay. Any quick questions by anyone about the verses, not about the exam? Okay. So everyone has read and understood the glories of Radha Kund. Please explain me so I can also realize. So now quickly about the exam. Maybe we can stop the recording, Prabhuji.